Hey everybody, welcome into the very latest episode of Game Time. Matt Weiner, 3D, Dennis Scott right there. It was a jam-packed night around the NBA, to be sure, but the rest of the league frankly took a backseat to Zion Williamson's long-awaited regular season debut. The most anticipated rookie in years had to wait 4 months while recovering from knee surgery, and for a few electric minutes at least, he was very much worth that wait. First game action since October 13th for Zion, whose Pelicans hosted the Spurs. The place was sold out. The place was amped. Everybody ready to go. For the record, he passed on his first touch out of the post, and then Zion showing some signs of rust. I mean, it's been a while.
It's been a while, Matt. You cannot duplicate game speed. Great pass right there to Ingram for the finished dunk.
That's a great look. Zion to the rim, a little strong, understandably. Playing in these 3 and 4 minute stretches primarily, 0 points, 1 of 2 in the first quarter. Zion then with a putback for his first career NBA points, 2 points at the half.
That's rust right there, Matt. Tried a little shake and bake, got a little rusty, lost the basketball. That's going to get better with time.
He had 5 turnovers, but then here we go. Almost fumbled that one, but it counts for another bucket. Zion would leave the game, get on the stationary bike. What up, Chico? Fourth quarter, he was activated. He had 5 points when he came back in the game and then went nuts.
Went crazy. He talked about, Matt, when you rehab, you used to do a lot of spot shooting. But Lonzo Ball, great pass, great spin move for the lob.
Now, one interesting thing, most of what he did was under the rim in this game, but the 3 ball was pure. He shot just under 34% from three-point range at Duke. It's that one blocked, but sticks
second effort.
Great
Yes.
second leap there.
Yes, big time. Once again, Ball being unselfish, seeing he has a hot hand, swing it, you knock it down.
And then another
with
one.
confidence. Yes, Matt, another one.
First player ever to debut with 4 made threes without a miss.
Big time right there. It's big time, Matt. It's only going to get better right here. A little unhappy, can't go back in the ball game, but hey, it's a bigger picture.
He scored 17 straight points for them and finished with 22. Meanwhile, the Spurs also played in this game. DeMar DeRozan with the layup, and then Derek White. No, LaMarcus Aldridge is there for the tip. Aldridge was the story for the guys in silver and black. He goes for 32 and 14. San Antonio's won 3 in a row. First time since their 3-0 start this season, but back to Zion. He got his feet wet in the first 3 quarters. Again, 5 points on 3 shot attempts, and then 17 straight points, including assists, accounted for 21 straight points for the Pelicans, who were very much in the game when he came out. Here are his thoughts on game number 1.
It was good to get back out there, obviously, but I didn't have the outcome that I wanted, so gotta get better and move on to the next. It wasn't just coach. It was Drew, Darius Miller. They just came to me and just said, do what you do. Don't worry about making mistakes. It's gonna happen. You just gotta move on and just join the flow of the game.
Looked pretty natural to me, and he said he felt great. So, all of those things are positive, as I said. I think the test will be in the morning, when he comes in, how will he feel? And, there's no reason for me not to believe that he'll be fine,
Considering the circumstances, all good, right? For Zion Williamson, who came out of it apparently healthy. Hard to get into a rhythm with those short stretches of minutes. Played below the rim for the most part, which is obviously not his reputation coming out of Duke or what we saw in Summer League or even in the preseason. Physically, what did you see from him in game 1?
I saw a guy, like Coach said, deferred a lot those first couple of minutes because I think he wanted to fit in. Whatever that conversation they had at halftime, it definitely changed. He's more aggressive. So I like what I saw, man. Under the rim, maybe right now because he's still trying to get his basketball games under him, but the second effort all night long was there. As he gets more acclimated to the system, like right there, if that was close to the rim, he showed it's still there, Matt. And then the vision, he's really showing us how much of a total basketball player he is, not just an excited, explosive dunker. Now, he said, Matt, in the press conference, when you're rehabbing, you do a lot of spot shooting. I didn't expect him to go 4 for 4, but I did expect Ball and Holiday and Hart, the rest of those guys, to share the basketball because they've been doing it all season long, this little run they've been on. When he hit that fourth three, I said, wait a minute, this cannot be a restriction. Can it? The second effort again. Come on, young fella. You letting us know you've been working hard, you've been doing the right things, and here's another three. You back up off me. Now, late in the game, Pop switched a little bit. He said, I'll take my time, draw and kick. And here's the last one, Matt. Come on. You see, DeMarcus Aldridge still thought he may go by him, and that's why he gave him that step. He knocks it down. I say this again, and Alvin Gentry said it. As his legs get stronger, you have to add new plays to the system now because he does things no one else can do on your team.
He made a lot of good basketball
Yes.
plays as well, which is what everybody's been saying about him in practice and from what we saw in the preseason, that he's got a really good feel for the game, and we saw that.
And real quick, you saw on defense, he's paying attention to detail, and that's the thing that keeps the coaches happy to get more minutes.
All right, well, Zion, of course, was part of the Pelicans' rebuild that began with the Anthony Davis trade to L.A. Despite their worst loss of the season Monday, the Lakers still have the best record in the West. They played the big room in Manhattan on Wednesday night. Anthony Davis to LeBron James for 3, and then A.D. on the rebound. Great pass ahead for James, who hammers that home. Lakers on top by 3. Pretty quiet scoring night for LeBron, who's poised to make some scoring history. Damian Dotson for 3. He had 17. Knicks on top by 5. James, 19 of his 21 in the first half. He finished with 21, 6, and 5. And the game was tied at the half, 48 all. Third quarter. Here's Davis. ISO.
Under control.
Kentucky on Kentucky crime.
Kentucky, yes it was.
Exchanged the jerseys with Julius Randle after the game. Got the bucket there. Good ball movement here. Marcus Morris still third in the NBA in three-point percentage. 4 of 9 in this game. He had 20 points and 6 boards. James, great look to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and then KCP for 3.
Moving without the ball. LeBron first, and then Rondo with the assist.
Lakers, a little separation now with a 13-point lead. Alex Caruso, no. Kyle Kuzma, yes. And then Davis, off the Kuzma miss, flies in and just gets that to roll over the rim. 28-5 and 5 for him. Lakers win at 100-92, and they sweep the season series. So at 21 points, LeBron is now 45 points away from passing Kobe Bryant for 3rd on the NBA's career scoring list, and he's got a ways to go to catch Karl or the captain. Here's LeBron on the Mamba in his sights.
It's another guy that I looked up to when I was in grade school and high school, and seeing him come straight out of high school, he, someone that I use as inspiration. It was like, wow, seeing a kid at 17 years old coming into the NBA. And trying to make an impact on the franchise, and I was like, I used that as motivation. He helped me, before he even knew of me, because of what he was able to do. Just to be able to, at this point in my career, to share the same, jersey that he wore, be with this historical franchise, and just represent the purple and gold. It's very humbling. It's dope. Kobe's a legend, that's for damn sure.
And who knows, maybe he makes a little history when the Lakers take on the Nets, the second half of the back-to-back as they cross the river into Brooklyn. You'll see that on TNT Thursday night at 8 Eastern Time. Mavericks and Trailblazers on the back end of the doubleheader. Coverage starts with the warm-up here at 6 Eastern Time. There is so much more to get to. Coming up, the Raptors show off their championship medal when it mattered against the Sixers. We'll show you that. Also, with the depleted Denver team in town, the Rockets get back on the right track as Russ gets to the rim. More highlights on the way. Jamal Murray, Paul Millsap, Gary Harris, or Mason Plumlee. Rockets trying to shake their season-high 4-game losing streak. James Harden was 1 of 17 from 3 last time out.
So tonight, Matt, he had to do better.
2 of 6.
A little bit better.
That's better. And that's closer. That'll
Yes.
go for 2 of his 27 on the night. He had 5 boards and 5 assists as well. Nikola Jokic got to carry a bigger load with all those starters out of the lineup. He went for his 8th triple-double of the season, 36th of his career, 19, 12, and 10. Harden and Westbrook making stuff happen.
Yeah, attacking the defense, like you said, Matt, undermanned the Nuggets, no defensive presence.
Harden not looking, but finding, and then Westbrook in traffic, gets that to go. Houston up by 17 at the half. Third quarter, Westbrook attacking.
Yes, indeedy. No Plumlee, so he says, Joker's not a shot blocker. Let me go attack that rim.
28 points, 16 boards, 8 assists on the night. Rockets led by as many as 25. Eric Gordon knocks down the three. Westbrook from one end to another. He's as good at that as anybody in the league. And one more from Gordon, who was 6 of 8 from three-point range.
Yeah, the ball was hopping a little bit, got a little rusty and kind of off balance, but it goes.
Losing streak is no more as the Rockets win it by 16. Sixers and Raptors both riding 4-game win streaks as they hooked up north of the border. Joel Embiid missed his 8th straight game. Here we go. Josh Richardson. This is what the Philly 76ers did not need, is Richardson coming up lame, injures his left hamstring, and he was done for the night.
Yeah, it's a big-time loss for them, knowing they're already down in Embiid.
Ben Simmons did a little of everything, most of it good. He had 17 points, 10 rebounds. That was one of his 8 assists. Also had 8 turnovers on the night. He was also a menace defensively if you watch this game. Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, back to Siakam, and it's a dunk. Then Kyle Lowry. Through everybody.
Stop the ball, Matt. Basketball, transition 101 defense. Stop the ball first.
You learned that in grade school.
Yes, sir.
Halftime tied at 50. Second half belonged to Fred VanVleet. This Raptor team, so much better. They're healthy.
Yes, they're healthy, and different guys down the stretch was knocking down shots, but Freddie was so good and so consistent.
VanVleet, one of the guys who's gotten back into this lineup along with Siakam, along with Marc Gasol, along with Norman Powell, and they looked like it in the second half. Toronto wins at 107-95. VanVleet had 22, and they've won 5 in a row. Magic finally home after a 3-3 trip. The Thunder were in Orlando to greet them. Danilo Gallinari, the steal pushing it, and then it's Lou against Dort for the dunk, and then Dennis Schroeder. Oh, look at that fake. He
Get up. You got him.
lost Markelle Fultz.
He got him.
Woo. Schroeder wasn't done. Third quarter, Aaron Gordon. The highlights continue here. Oh,
Very impressive, man. We know the dunk champ, but off the wrong leg and still over the shot blocker.
Welcome back. Nerlens Noel has been out with an injury. They want to go back on the injured list. Magic down 5 in the fourth. Terrence Ross, 3 of his 26, and it's a 2-point game. Dennis Schroeder's been so good off that bench. 3rd in the league in points per game off the bench. OKC shoots better than 60%. Best shooting game since January of 2014. Grizzlies and Celtics. Ja Morant had that win streak come to an end on Monday, trying to get back on the horse in this one. Morant just 1 of 5 with 2 points.
Yeah, give the Celtics a lot of credit. Speaking of credit, great pass.
Look at Marcus Smart. Forget Smart. He's a genius.
Yes.
But that kind of passing. Jason Tatum pulls up with a deep 3 here, and then Tatum hits the step-back jumper. But in the third quarter, he would leave this game with a right groin strain after a 23-point night. We'll keep an eye on that. Boston up by 14 at the half. Third quarter, Kemba Walker, pretty quiet. 8 points, 4 assists. Here's Gordon Hayward. The beauty of this Boston team when they're rolling, they don't need Kemba Walker to score 25 or 30.
Got a lot of guys right here, unselfish, the ball movement. The percentages aren't normally good, but he's smart tonight.
Boston is a plus 56 over their last 2 games after the blowout over the Lakers the other day. Miami's still 19-1 at home. Wizards hit South Beach on Wednesday. Bam Adebayo to Tyler Hero.
I think a rookie record for the Miami Heat with 3s tonight, Matt.
Bradley Beal.
Ooh, he's been good for them. He's been carrying them by himself.
Starting to put a dent in the Wizards record book. Past Jimmy Butler, Washington up 118-115. Heat down 3. James Johnson in the corner.
Great draw and kick by Hero.
Game tied at 118. It's one really encouraging thing about this Miami team. They really do share at crunch time. Game tied, it's Beal in and out, and we go to overtime. And guess what? The Miami Heat love that. They thrive in overtime, unbeaten so far this season. Here's Butler.
Love it, Matt. Not settling for the jump shot, attacking the rim.
Great patience for him. Beal, on the other end, pulls up for a 3 of his own, and the Wizards are back within 2. Beal went for 38 on the night, needed a little more. Miami hangs on to win it. They're now 8-0 in overtime games, 20-1 on their home floor. Clippers without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. No Trae Young for the Hawks in this one. Clippers looked like it would be a comfortable night for them. Montrezl Harrell hanging on the rim, and then Derek Walton to Harrell and one.
He was beasting down low tonight.
He had 21 at the half, finished with 30 points and 7 rebounds. They led by as many as 21, but here come the Hawks. Brandon Goodwin. Look him up if you have to. And off the miss, John Collins with the tip. He had 33 and 16. Goodwin not done. Brandon Goodwin, ladies and gentlemen.
A classic case, Matt. A couple go down, the confidence goes sky high, your teammates start feeding you, and then Trae Young is celebrating.
Out of nowhere, all 19 of his points in the fourth quarter. 12th time this season a team has trailed by 20 or more and come back to win. Still on the radar, De'Aaron does Detroit right, but it went downhill from there. You'll have to stick around for the highlights when we come back. The split doubleheader on the network, Bucks and Hornets from Paris, Pacers and Warriors later on. In between, you got a whole bunch of stuff, including crunch time at 9 Eastern time. Zion Williamson's second NBA game, we assume,
Yes.
against the Denver Nuggets. Jazz looking for a 4-game season sweep of the Golden State Warriors on Wednesday. D'Angelo Russell chased off the line. How about the floater? Everybody's got a floater.
Everyone has a floater nowadays, Matt.
He's got a good one. Went for 26. Rudy Gobert.
Good patience on that play right there by Rudy.
Here's Donovan Mitchell. Reading the deep, pulling up, mid-range. How about Rudy Gobert putting it on the floor and throwing it down?
Matt, come on now, big fella. We like it.
Moving without the ball,
We
throwing
like it,
down.
big fella. He's like, I want to be a part of the offense now.
22 points, 15 boards, 3 blocks for the Stifle Tower, not the Eiffel Tower. Gobert with the steal. It's Mitchell coast to coast. Utah building a lead. It's 24 at that point. Then more from Mitchell, who had 23 on the night. It's a 30-point lead at that point. Mike Conley, good to see him back in that Utah uniform, still trying to figure things out. He had 8. Jazz are plus 85 over their last 3. That's their biggest point differential over a 3-game stretch since 2008. Pacers in Phoenix and in bounce-back mode after losing by 30 in Utah on Monday. TJ Warren back in Phoenix, locks Devin Booker, and gets the lay-in on the other end.
Yeah. TJ Warren said, I know this building very well.
Yes, he does. Shake Diallo flying in for the dunk. There's Doug McDermott setting up Domantas Sabonis. Chance to be an all-star in the
Yes,
East.
he does have a good chance. Very good chance.
And then Booker, 16-point night. It's a late one for him. Malcolm Brogdon. A lot of talk about Brogdon maybe being an all-star in the Eastern Conference, but first he's got to get back out there. He got elbowed in the head, would leave the game, required stitches, and did not return. Second half, McConnell, the alley-oop to T.J. Warren. You know the Pacers lead the league in TJs.
Yes, indeed. And all of them can play, too.
In fact, they've got all 3 of them. Sabonis with 24 and 13, and he's won 6 of 7. Wolves and the Bulls on Wednesday night. Bulls making things happen, building a big lead early on. Zach LaVine, you know what comes on the back end of that.
Yes, indeed.
But he's not just a dunker.
He's been working on his game, Matt. Each year and year, that jump shot gets better and better.
Kobe White, the Rook.
Solid rookie season so far. Solid.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been solid.
Karl Anthony Towns, also good. It's not translating into wins, but
No, early in the season it was, Matt. Since he's come back, it hasn't.
had his first 40-point game of the season, 6 boards to go with it. And Minnesota takes the lead 108-106 after he makes the free throw there. So late, we're tied. Lauri Markkanen hands it off to LaVine, who knocks down a 3 of his 25, and Chicago with a 3-point lead. Wolves with a chance. They got to look. Shabazz Napier, maybe the guy you want taking that if you're the Bulls, but Chicago hangs on to win it. Kings in Detroit, where the Pistons welcome back Reggie Jackson, who missed 42 games with a back injury. Remember him?
Yes, indeed.
It's been a while.
The Fox said, you sure you want to come back?
Aaron Fox stealing the spotlight early on. Here's Jackson going to work.
Nice floater, as you talked about. Every point guard has a floater now.
He had a good night. Detroit up 7 at the half. Derrick Rose having a good season.
Yes, indeed.
can make an argument for him as an all-star.
Hey, great point, Matt.
22 points and 11 assists for D. Rose. Jackson. Up top for Christian Wood. End of the third, Jackson takes on the buzzer and beats it.
That back three, shooting with confidence.
It's like he never left. He had 22 points and 4 assists. Detroit gets a 21-point win. You want more Zion? You need more Zion? You will get more Zion on the other side when we come back. Promised more Zion Williamson, who became the first player since the immortal Gordon Giricek in 2002 to score 22 or more on 70% field goal percent shooting in his career debut.
It's pretty impressive. We saw a little post-up move. We saw the spin move for the lob. That's called what it is. It's the 4 threes that's really everybody's going to be talking about going 8 for 11.
Moving forward, I'm talking about the next few games. Are we going to see more of the sort of uneven, tentative play or more of the 17 straight point, 3-minute bucket binge?
I think you're going to see more bucket binge because as the legs get stronger, the more output you're going to see.
No surprise, it is the game of the day. Thursday, Spurs, Pelicans, more Zion.